Today I'd like to go through how to create a bootable CD disk of a 32-bit puppylinux ISO. Let me just explain what you see. This is a puppylinux 32-bit. Let me just open up the terminal MLS CPU. So this is a 32-bit PC. Laptop is Dell Inspiron 1300, which is probably nearly 15 years old, but it still works for me. So, and it's a single core CPU, and model is with a Celeron RM processor at the 1.4 gigahertz speed. It has a 2 gig of RAM. Fetch, and I'll just show you. So it's running puppylinux is with a ISO of up FF plus D. So it's pretty hard. It's long-winded. It's one of the later versions of a 32-bit puppylinux. And let's see what others. So my screen resolution is 1280 by 800, and it's the window manager is not the default JWM, but it is BSPWM. So this is a tiling window manager. Let me just open up another, so you can see that it is tiling. So I can open up another one. So let me just close this. So it is clearly just tiling manager on top of puppylinux, and terminal is URXVT, and the memory is 2 gig. So today what we're gonna try to do is I have a CD laying around, and I like to burn a CD that can be bootable into another laptop. I have a laptop, another one, 32-bit, which I got it for free. So I want to see if I can boot from a CD on that machine. So I have to create one. So to get into the program itself, I need to so this is Rofi launcher. So I have it installed on my machine. So puppy installer is what I need. So we go ahead and start that, and you can see it pops up with a burn ISO to CD DVD. And this is the first time I'm using CD on this particular old laptop. So we'll see if it works. So you can do either CD or DVD, and I just have a CDR, so it must be blank, and that sounds reasonable, and see if it is gonna work. So that's the right machine. Choose the drive to burn to, so that's the right one. And then ISO file, where is that ISO file? Let me see. I hope I have it here. So we need to go up higher. So I gotta find out whether my ISO file is. And SDA2. So Linux. And ISO file is this up F2. So this is the ISO file I need. Okay, so this is the particular ISO file. Okay, so insert blank CD. Okay, let me open up the CD drive and then put it in. I never tried a CD on this machine. Set burning speed. It wants to go at speed of so we'll go kind of slow, so because it's a pretty slow machine. And then click OK button. Okay. Oh, so maybe it's gonna work. So I'm getting a whole bunch of readouts here. Sony Corporation, huh? Performing OPC. Now I have another older Dell here. This is actually 17-year-old Dell Inspiron 6000. And then what I'll do is I'll boot from the CD that just been created. So let me just go ahead and insert the CD, and then we'll give it a power, and then I'll have to push F12 to get into the CD boot mode. So we'll go down to a CD, and we'll go ahead and give it enter. It's gonna take a while because it's a very slow PC, and also CD drive is also slow. So, but it's gonna mount all the necessary files. We'll just go ahead and give it OK. To a RAM. So that's the one of the distinct advantages of puppylinux is that it installs into the RAM. So once it's all installed into the RAM, it's pretty snappy. So this machine has a mechanical hard drive and 2 gig of the RAM, and I'm unsure about the CPU, but we'll take a brief look at it. So we'll let it do its thing, and it's copying from the CD into the RAM, and there's going to be about 3 or 4, 5 files that needs to be copied, and it'll take a while, so just hold on. 잠깐 어디 무슨 프로그램이 나와가지고 So it's still loading, and overall it took about 2 minutes. So now CD has completely loaded into the RAM, and then we'll take a brief look at here's the CD, and this is the hard drive partition, and we'll take a brief look at the CPU that this machine has. So this is a so processor is a Pentium M processor at 1.6 gig, and it's a 32-bit old machine, 17 years old actually. So you can see that once the CD is completely mounted, actually I can remove the CD. And it's still running fine because everything is running on RAM. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the rocks here. So this is the file manager, and Control H will bring up all the files, and we can put it on the super right arrow, we'll put it on the left side, and super left arrow, we'll put it on the left side. And then we can let's see, we can also maximize, minimize the back to the, so here's the terminal emulator. So, and then we can the Genie we can start certainly. So ALTF4. So what does this mean? It means that CD can be used as a bootable media, and then when you're running a puppylinux, you really do not need the bootable disk in this case. Also, right now I'm running, although I have a hard drive, it's not using it at all. So you can run a DVD with the CD without a hard drive. And also this method also tells you that you don't really need a bootable USB slot even, you just need a CD. So you can use puppylinux. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the CD back in and see if you can create a save file. Let me put it again. See if you can create a save file in the CD. So you have, at this point, after you set it up, you have a choice of putting the save folder into the hard drive or put it back in the CD. One of the disadvantages of the CD in this case is that there will be relatively small room because the ISO itself has taken up almost 300 megabytes. So you don't have that much room to save all the data. But if you use the DVD, you can certainly put a lot more save folders. So let me just go through the initial quick setup. And so I'm at English, US, this is fine. And we'll go all the way down to the Pacific, US Pacific. And let's go all the way down to end. US Pacific is my time. And then time for internet is fine. We'll give it an OK. Right now the Wi-Fi is not connected, so we'll click on the Wi-Fi icon, and then we'll go through a simple network. And then here's my Wi-Fi, WLA. I also have an Ethernet, but it's not connected, so we'll go through WLA and Wi-Fi. It's looking for the network, wireless networks. And here's mine. And then I will put in the password. So everything is very snappy, so it's the advantage of putting all the necessary application and a kernel on the RAM. So I'm still trying to connect to the Wi-Fi. So now it's connected. So apply, and then we want to synchronize each time the clock, each time that it boots. So okay, and then it's all set, and that's noisy success. So we'll go ahead and first boot, you don't really need to do other setups, but the sound is obviously working, so we'll just go ahead and click. And then what we want to try to do is see if it'll save on the see if we can save it on the CD. So reboot. We want to save it this time. See if it gives it a choice. So yes, we want to save it to CD. That's nice. And see if it'll do that. So this is potentially useful if you don't have we want to save. If stop long time at this message, make sure tray is closed, then press enter key. It is already closed. So this CD, bootable CD is very useful if you don't have a hard drive, and also you don't have USB that is functioning. So, but you do have a CD writer and reader. So, in an old machine. We'll give it a minute here. Okay, so it popped out, and it's, unless it has not, it says if you wish, do not press close button on drive and continue drive. Okay, so let's just see. And then I'm gonna put the CD back in, and then we'll make sure that it goes to the CD. And then, if everything went well after completion of loading all the necessary files to RAM, we should not get a repeat of the quick setup again. So we'll see.